The ancient city of Ur bustled with life. Its people were prosperous, yet they were lost in a world of idols. They worshipped statues, crafted by their own hands. It was in this city, amidst the shadows of idolatry, that a child of destiny was born. His name was Ibrahim. Little is known about his early years, but we can imagine young Ibrahim gazing at the night sky. We can see him questioning the stars. Was it possible that these inanimate objects held power over human destiny? Was this the true nature of divinity? Ibrahim's heart yearned for something more. His soul sought a truth that transcended the crude forms of clay and stone. He knew deep within him that there had to be a power greater than anything he had ever seen. Ibrahim's search for truth led him on a journey of self-discovery. He often found himself sitting beneath the ancient tree, its branches stretching out like the arms of a wise elder, offering shade and solace. Here, in the quiet embrace of nature, he pondered the mysteries of existence. He began to observe the natural world with a newfound curiosity. Every leaf, every blade of grass, and every creature seemed to hold a secret, a piece of a grand puzzle waiting to be solved. He saw order in the chaos, beauty in the smallest of creatures, the intricate patterns on a butterfly's wings, the delicate dance of ants, and the harmonious symphony of birdsong all spoke to him of a deeper truth. He witnessed the rising sun painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson. Each dawn was a masterpiece, a daily reminder of the world's inherent beauty and the promise of a new beginning. He felt the gentle caress of the wind and the life-giving warmth of the sun. These elements, so simple yet profound, seemed to whisper secrets of the universe to him. Each element spoke to him of a power beyond human comprehension. The rustling leaves, the flowing rivers, and the towering mountains all seemed to be part of a grand design. He realized that the idols worshipped by his people were nothing but lifeless objects. They were mere stones and statues, devoid of the life and spirit that he felt all around him. They could neither create nor control the wonders he experienced. The majestic mountains, the flowing rivers, and the vast skies were beyond the reach of these man-made idols. It was a profound realization. The truth was not in the lifeless idols, but in the living, breathing world around him. The world, in all its glory, was not an accident. Every detail, every moment, seemed to be part of a grand, intentional design. It was the creation of a single, all-powerful creator. This realization brought a sense of clarity and purpose to Ibrahim's life. This realization filled Ibrahim with awe and a deep sense of humility. He felt a connection to something greater than himself, a force that was both powerful and benevolent. He had found his truth. It was a truth that resonated deeply within him, bringing peace and understanding. He had found his God. In the beauty of nature and the order of the universe, Ibrahim discovered a divine presence that filled his heart with faith and his soul with serenity. Strengthened by his newfound faith, Ibrahim felt a surge of purpose and clarity. Ibrahim felt compelled to share his truth, a truth that had transformed his own life and could potentially transform the lives of his people. He returned to Ur, his heart heavy with concern for his people, who were entrenched in practices that he now saw as misguided and futile. He saw them lost in their rituals, offering sacrifices to idols that could neither hear nor respond, idols that were mere creations of their own hands. With courage and conviction, he began to preach against idol worship, speaking out in public spaces, temples and marketplaces. He questioned the very foundation of their beliefs, asking them to reconsider the logic and reason behind their actions. How could they attribute such power to objects that they themselves had created? Objects that were lifeless and powerless. His words, filled with passion and logic, cut through the air, challenging centuries of tradition and deeply held beliefs. His message was not well received. The people of Ur were not ready to abandon their customs and traditions so easily. His own father, a skilled idol maker, was deeply angered. He saw Ibrahim's words as a direct attack on his livelihood and beliefs. The people of Ur mocked him, calling him a madman, dismissing his message as the ravings of a deluded soul. They refused to abandon their deeply ingrained beliefs. Yet Ibrahim remained steadfast, unwavering in his mission. He knew the truth, and he would not be silenced. He believed that one day his people would see the light and understand the futility of their ways. He was a lone voice in the wilderness, a beacon of light in the darkness of idolatry. His journey was fraught with challenges, but his resolve was unbreakable. He stood firm, knowing that his message was one of truth and righteousness, and that eventually it would prevail. The conflict between Ibrahim and the idolaters of Ur reached a boiling point. The city, once a place of relative peace, was now a battleground of beliefs. Ibrahim's message of monotheism clashed violently with the polytheistic traditions that had been entrenched for generations. King Nimrod, a powerful and arrogant ruler, saw Ibrahim's message as a threat to his authority. His court was filled with advisors who urged him to take drastic measures to silence this new voice. Nimrod's pride and desire to maintain control over his kingdom led him to view Ibrahim not just as a heretic, but as a direct challenge to his rule. He ordered Ibrahim to be burned alive as a punishment for his heresy. The decree was swift and merciless, intended to serve as a warning to anyone who might dare to follow Ibrahim's teachings. But Ibrahim was undeterred. His faith in the one true God gave him the strength to face this terrifying fate without fear. He stood firm in his belief, even in the face of death. His resolve was unshakable, a beacon of light in the darkness of the king's tyranny. The people watched in awe and horror as Ibrahim's fate was sealed. He was thrown into a raging inferno, fueled by the fury of an entire kingdom. The flames leapt high into the sky, a terrifying spectacle meant to crush any hope of descent. The crowd gathered, their faces a mix of fear, curiosity, and disbelief. Yet as the flames roared around him, a miracle occurred. The heat that should have consumed him was suddenly gone. The fire, which had been a tool of destruction, was transformed into something entirely different. By the command of God, the fire lost its heat, transforming from a raging inferno into a cool, refreshing oasis. The very nature of the flames changed, defying the laws of nature and human understanding. It was as if the fire itself had been tamed by a divine hand. Ibrahim emerged from the flames unharmed, his faith strengthened by this divine intervention. His survival was not just a personal victory, but a powerful message to all who witnessed it. It was a testament to the power of faith and the protection of the divine. The miracle stunned the onlookers. Their disbelief turned to awe as they realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. The event left an indelible mark on their hearts and minds. It was a testament to Ibrahim's unwavering faith and a clear sign of God's power. This miraculous event became a powerful symbol of belief, inspiring countless others to hold firm in their faith no matter the trials they faced. Years passed. Ibrahim, now married to the righteous Sarah, continued to spread the message of monotheism. Yet their hearts yearned for a child. Finally, their prayers were answered with the birth of their son, Ismail. Ismail was the apple of Ibrahim's eye. He doted on his son, watching him grow into a strong and righteous young man. But Ibrahim's devotion to God was absolute. He knew that his life and the life of his son belonged to a higher purpose. One night, Ibrahim received a divine command in a dream. He was to sacrifice his most beloved possession. He was to sacrifice his son, Ismail. This was a test of unimaginable proportions. It challenged the very core of Ibrahim's being, testing the limits of his faith and his love. The weight of the world seemed to rest on Ibrahim's shoulders. His love for Ismail was boundless, yet his devotion to God was absolute. Torn between his paternal love and his unwavering faith, Ibrahim knew he had to obey. With a heavy heart, he shared the divine command with Ismail. Ismail, raised in an environment of faith and submission, did not hesitate. He told his father to do as God commanded, for he trusted in God's wisdom and mercy. Ibrahim, his heart filled with both pain and pride, prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. As he raised his hand, ready to carry out the divine command, he was stopped by a voice from heaven. God, pleased with Ibrahim's unwavering faith and submission, provided a ram to be sacrificed in Ismail's place. The sacrifice of Ibrahim became a cornerstone of faith, a symbol of complete surrender to the will of God. It marked a turning point in Ibrahim's life, solidifying his status as a prophet of immense spiritual stature. He would go on to play a pivotal role in the establishment of the Kaaba, the holiest shrine in Islam. Ibrahim, along with his son Ismail, rebuilt the Kaaba in Mecca, stone by stone, establishing it as a beacon of monotheism. He called upon all people to make a pilgrimage to this sacred house. This pilgrimage, known as Hajj, became one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Every year, millions of Muslims retrace the steps of Ibrahim, reaffirming their faith and their commitment to God. Ibrahim's life was a testament to the power of faith. He faced numerous trials and tribulations, yet he never wavered in his belief or his commitment to God. He stood up against his family, his community, and even his king to proclaim the oneness of God. His willingness to sacrifice his own son out of obedience to God remains a powerful example of faith and submission. His legacy extends far beyond the confines of Islam. He is revered as a patriarch in Judaism and Christianity, a figure of immense spiritual significance for billions across the globe. Ibrahim's story is a timeless reminder that faith is not merely a belief, but a way of life. It's a journey of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering trust in something greater than ourselves.